landed up with the excise office after that in Mumbai, saying that I would like to do a microbrewery in India. How do I apply? And the folks at excise department basically looked at me and they said, what is a microbrewery? And that was the first shock wave which comes in. And now you suddenly land up in the middle of India. And that too in the middle of the most regulated industry of India, which is alcohol. And now you're not talking about just getting a license. You're talking about the creation of a policy. Because such a framework did not really exist
in India at all.
So started going to the excise office, and that's where your background comes in. That being an engineer come MBA from an IIM and being an ex-NRI, doors open. What you do after opening those doors, are you able to make sense of the opportunity presented to you, is completely up to you.
So essentially you're spearheading the policy for, the entire microbrewery market in India.
So ended up meeting the excise commissioner and excise minister, thanks to a little bit of the background and making sense to them. And they basically said, guys, we don't know what this is, but if you tell us, we will introduce this for you. So now was the time to take a flight back to Singapore. Sit down with the customs and excise department there, take out their framework, the Potha, study it, make a presentation, come back to Maharashtra and say, here's what we want you to do.
Wow.
Now this process took about 10 months from initiation to the proposal to them coming out with such a policy. And it was not just coming out, it went all the way to the cabinet. So we were setting up the microbrewery in parallel. The policy went all the way to cabinet. The group of ministers visited the microbrewery. They figured out that this is something interesting. And for the first time in the history of India, there was a conversation that they want the youngsters to move away from hard liquor towards milder forms like wine and beer. And hence a microbrewery should be encouraged. And this was the formation of India's first such microbrewery license. This was followed by a photocopy of it, because if I may, I am the guy who gave copies to everybody. This was followed by the formation of such a policy in Haryana. And one microbrewery opened in Gurgaon. It was followed by a copy in Karnataka. They ended up with the beer club and toy and everything. Punjab, Chandigarh, so on and so forth. But every microbrewery that you see today, starting from the first one, which was Dolali in Pune, set up by yours truly, to around, I think, 500 odd outlets today.